Good afternoon, hockey fans. We are live at the Owens Center with the Bronze Championship game featuring the Northern Illinois University Huskies and the Lewis University Flyers. Let's get right into the starting lineups for Northern Illinois. In net will be number 30, Carl Lindgren. Defensively will be Damon Lukeman and Mike Neville. Now to the forward lines. Left wing will be number 52, Brian Kosteka, along with number 91, Matthew Ing. And centering that is number 28, Danny Bayless.
And Bales is actually leading in all scoring categories for NIU with 18 goals, 11 assists, and 29 points.
And for the Lewis University Flyers starting lineup, in goal, number 1, Colton Edling. Defensively, number 14, Trevor Neenan, and number 55, Mike Liberty. Moving into the forward lines, left wing, number 6, Rob Malik. And over to the right, 86, Matt Dubiel. And centering that is number 21, Daniel Maher.
So that'll do it for the starting lineups as we get ready for this Bronze MACHA Championship game.
Welcome to the Bronze Division MACHA Championship. Starting lineup for
Northern Illinois won 6-3 yesterday, while Lewis won 4-1 in their match.
Number 7, Damian Lukeman. Number 52, Brian Kosuchepa. Number 28, Danny Bells. Number 91, Matt Midge. And in goal, we have number 30, Coral Lindgren. For the starting lineup for Lewis University, we got number 14, Trevor Newell. Number 55, Mike Liberty. Number 86, Mike Doble. Number 21, Daniel Meyer. Number 6, Rob Malik. And the starting goaltender, Colton Edling. Please rise for the national anthem.
Looks like some technical difficulties in the booth on the other side.
That's a new national anthem I've never heard.
You know, I think I've heard it before. I think it comes out of Canada.
Possibly. Looks like Spencer Miziak is the main threat for Lewis University, coming in with 13 goals, 9 assists, and 22, leads the team in points with 22 on the season. So definitely look for him to make a big impact tonight, or this afternoon.
Yeah, in the 2 games they played head-to-head this year, NIU won both times in a score of 6-3 and 4-1. So they've gotten the best of the Flyers so far. Lindgren, their best goaltender on the roster, with 9 starts, going 4-4-1. There's a goals against average of 4.57, a save percentage of 87. Going up against Colton Edling, he's 2-7 on the season with a goals against average of 4.69, a save percentage of 86.2. So very similar numbers as far as the goals against and save percentage goes. So it'll be interesting to see how these 2 goalies match up against each other. I think that'll kind of be the deciding factor of this game, is who can stop just that one extra shot.
Things about set here, ready to go. Northern Iowa wins the draw, or Northern Illinois. Intercepted at center ice. Thrown into the Husky zone. Luberman there to retrieve it. Pass right side. Here comes Kosteka. Kosteka plays it in behind. Dubil looking to play it ahead. Eventually gets to Mayer. Mayer throws it on target. Centering pass was cut off. Here's Neenan entering the zone. He'll take a slap shot. That's blocker save over to the corner, now in behind the goal. Lukeman trying to clear, could not. Here comes Bales. Bales surging into the zone. He'll get trapped in the corner. Trying to shovel it out, and eventually does get out. Here comes Miziak, the player we were talking about earlier. Miziak able to keep it in the zone. Finds its way to Alvarez. Passed it almost to the wrong team and gets through. McDonald had to clear that one away. Never could get out of the zone. Still battling. Gets to the end boards. Behind is Nettle. Kept in by Lewis. Thrown in behind. McDonald. He'll ring it around. Alvarez. Could not fight off a man. Shooting one. That one goes wide. Had a man at the back post. Here comes Kosteka. He's stripped of the puck. Finds his way, I believe it was Nettle. Thrown ahead to Pickle. Pickle now, backhander. Goes all the way to the boards. Centering pass, that couldn't find a stick. A Lewis teammate. Now coming out the other way is Kosteka. Kosteka still battling for it. Eventually it's played along. Back into the zone. Edling has to play it. Here comes Neenan. Neenan plays it along the boards. Neenan gathers. Pass his right side is deflected. Chasing into the corner. Lukman trying to clear it. Still battling. Eventually plays it out to Neenan. He'll take a slap shot. That hit a body in front. Rebound is cleared away and taken by Northern Illinois. Here they come on the counter. Passes was behind the stick of Long.
Almost had a 2-on-1 rush there, but they just couldn't get the speed around the Flyers D.
Taken away by Cairo. Slapper. That one hit a body in front. Still in the NIU zone. Neenan doing a good job of keeping the pressure on. He'll throw a shot. That one goes way wide. Along the board to Kosteka. He couldn't clear the zone. Lewis now. Here comes Kosteka the other way. 1-on-2. Tries to get around one. Cannot. Good defending. Good defending there. Here comes Long, I believe, entering the zone. He gets hit. Kosteka out to Lukman. His shot hit a body in front. And there's a whistle.
Neville just barely couldn't keep that puck in the zone. It just got across the blue line into the neutral zone. And that was over 5 minutes of continuous hockey from the puck drop. I think, though, there should have been a too many men penalty on NIU. They got on one rush, and the sixth man came off the bench. And the other guy did not exit, and they had possession of the puck.
Here's Alvarez. He plays it along. Trying to center for Davis. Davis plays it far side, and that'll be an icing.
And Alvarez not happy with that icing call. He was about a half step in front of the NIU defender.
Long and Davis on the face-off. Long wins it. But it is taken away and played up by Tonelli. Plays it back. One touch pass to Pickle. Pickle stripped of the puck. Here's Long. He slipped and ran into a Lewis University player. Played along the boards. Neville's met with a hit. Pickle with the hit. Puck is on the ground. A couple players stumbling over. Eventually Davis over the clear zone. He'll put a shot on target and they'll go for a change.
That's only the second shot on net of the game.
Turnover in the zone. And the puck was loose. That's why you always got to follow your shot. You never know when that puck might be loose.
It looked like Lindgren was panicking a little bit when he was down on his side, like he was trying to swipe it back from across the line. Couldn't really see it from this angle, how close it actually got on that far side.
One back, top to Neenan. Neenan was pressured, loses the puck. Pickard tried to play it ahead. Here comes Pickard now along the left side boards. Thrown ahead. Gets the stick. Believe that's his Kosteka. Kosteka able to win it back. Long will have to retrieve it. He got Dubiel with him. Entering the center of the zone is Kosteka. Back to Alvarez. Charging ahead is Ing. He'll shoot it, or excuse me, Campbell. Battle along the boards. Still in there. Neenan has to retrieve it. He's able to clear it up. Centered ahead. Here comes Misiak. He'll delay. Passing. Oh, he had a cutting chest row who was right in front of the goal. Couldn't put it away.
I think he just waited a little half second too long to make that pass.
Slapping it ahead. Goes off the cage and behind. Here's Misiak to chase it. He'll poke it, but it goes to center ice. Turn around. Here's Neville. He'll meet it. He'll center around. Look at the Ing. Ing unable to advance the puck. Eventually, it does get to Packard. Goes up to Misiak. Here goes Misiak. He's got Pickle to his left. Couldn't find him.
Good poke check there by Kelly Dorinek.
Misiak looking for an option. He'll center it. Does get to the stick of McDonald with a nice shot. That one's thrown on target and will be covered up by Lindgren.
And with 9 minutes gone, NIU still looking for their first shot on goal. Saw Kosteka a couple times carry the puck in the zone. Looks like he was trying to do just a little too much. Could have had a better chance if he had passed it around, try to find some open ice.
Draw is won by Northern Illinois. Battle along the sideboards. Eventually played across to Alvarez. He stripped of the puck. Dorinek tries to clear. He's hit to the ground. Or rather, Nettle was hit to the ground, and fans are loving it.
See, this might be a penalty for a cross check. That or it was head contact. And with that hand signal, it's actually a roughing penalty.
Man advantage here for Northern Illinois.
NIU only 9.6% on the power play.
Here's Lukeman. With the assistant captain, Neville. He'll enter the zone himself. He'll wrap around the goal. No option, so he'll still with the puck. Goes in a full circle from where he started.
Taking a lap.
Nettle trying to center it. He'll play back to Neville. Neville and Nettle. Nettle shooting, deflected. It was redirected wide.
Lukeman was wide open on the back door there. Wonder if he was trying to get the pass off.
Lukeman will just shoot himself, and it'll be gloved and held by Edling.
Lewis on the penalty kill. They're first in the bronze division with 86.3%.
NIU wins the draw. Lukeman. Lukeman will enter zone. Tried to drop it off. I think there would have been an offside, so they had to recover. Slapped ahead. 1 minute on the power play. Here's Lukeman. We'll go left side. Finding Bales. Bales trying to center it. Lukeman overran it. Don't know why he was going so far ahead. Neville has to recover. He's got a hot Messiak on his hands. Messiak still, and he is looked like tripped up. No call. Coming out of it is Lukeman. Lukeman tried to get around and is hip checked, and he is down. Here comes Messiak, put it in the net, and coach is upset.
That was an interesting order of events there because it looked like there was a trip in behind Lindgren, but then coming back the other way. I'm not quite sure what the penalty was. It looked like to be a hard hit. It might have been some knee-on-knee action. And then for the puck to go into the net off of the stick of one of the Lewis University forwards, that should have automatically blown to dead if there was a penalty. Referee's taking a long time over there in front of the scorer's box. I wonder if they're debating if they actually have to count that goal.
It'll be interesting to see what decision they make.
I can tell you if they count it, NIU is going to be absolutely livid.
Well, I don't think they officially stopped the play. I think NIU thought they stopped, but no, I don't think there was a whistle.
Well, the arm came up for a penalty, and as soon as a Lewis player touched the puck, it should have been blown dead, unless somehow that penalty was on NIU, but I don't think it was, as the hit was against an NIU player. It looks like they're ready to give their answer. And they are assessing a penalty to Lewis. Now having a conference with the representatives from both squads. The first 9 minutes of this game were rather quick as there was only about 2 stoppages. Made it through like the first 5 minutes without any stoppages.
That's fun hockey to watch. No stoppages, back and forth. Both sides seem fairly even though the shots don't tell the same story. At 6-1 for NIU.
So it looks like NIU is going to be on the 5-on-3 for 21 seconds before going back to 5-on-4. Need to take advantage of the 2-man advantage. Try to put one away here and separate themselves from Lewis.
Bale's able to win it. Gets back to Ing. Ing. Inside. Back out to Ing. No puck movement right now. Gets up top to Bales. Bales back to Ing. Ing fires. That one's blocked. Rebound. Shot goes into the corner. Bales couldn't keep it in. So one penalty has expired. 1 minute, 35 seconds on the next one.
The passes of NIU just weren't crisp there, and they weren't really moving the puck or themselves very well.
Played ahead. Here's Nettle. Nettle. And it is eventually cleared. The defensemen for NIU seem to be playing a little too far up, which makes it easier for the defense to clear their zone.
I think they're probably doing that because they're trying to look to get involved in the offense. I expect one of them to try to crash down and go back door.
Lukeman over to Bales. Bales throws it ahead. Nettle is too far away. Comes back to Alvarez. Alvarez, he'll clear it. That's a nice clearance over everyone.
Just 35 seconds left on the power play. NIU only having one shot on goal from that so far.
Neville, left side. Passing in front, Bales. Bales couldn't get a clean shot off. Tried to stick it down, was on a, if he can hurry, goalie comes out. Here's Messiah.
Lindgren doing a Marty
Messiah back,
Turco.
oh, he couldn't get the backhanded shot off.
Lindgren just pulled a Marty Turco, but at least he didn't let the puck go in afterwards.
Alvarez now.
And penalty over.
Penalty has expired. Alvarez gets it along, played ahead by Neenan. Here he comes, shooting. That one went wide. Back to him, shooting, scores! Number 91, Brendan Campbell, puts Lewis on the board.
Loose puck in the zone. Lindgren unable to get off the far side post, and the backside was wide open, and Lewis able to capitalize.
Lewis wins the draw. Played off the boards. Gets to Long. Long was pinned. Battle entering the zone. Gets all the way to Bondarich. He hasn't seen much ice time. Shooting one was deflected over the goal. Play along to Mayer. Eventually chipped in by Bondarowitz. Comes left side to Mayer. Mayer will shoot one. Went to the corner. Far pass to Kosteka. Kosteka plays it ahead. Here's Bales. Bales stripped of the puck. Nettle settles back to Lukeman. Lukeman to Neville. Neville plays it along. Off the foot of Davis. Big collision at center ice. But here's Davis. He'll wrister. It's floating in the air. Eventually gets back to Davis. He'll throw it in front. Found his stick. There is something going on.
Lindgren was down, and one of his D-man was standing in front of the crease. Was ready to take the shot, but they fanned on it and they were able to clear it out. I'm not sure what the penalty call will be here, but it's been a little bit chaotic here so far in the first period.
Puck is eventually won by the Huskies. Here comes Nettle. Lukeman over to Neville, to Nettle. And there's, I believe, a penalty will be called.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be a 2-minute minor for interference.
David Pickle, his second penalty of the game.
NIU going to get their 4th power play chance. And just haven't been able to generate anything on their other chances. They need to try to move the puck a little better between themselves and move around, try to force Lewis to get out of the shooting lanes.
Puck is thrown into the net.
And that missed the glass, so that'll be a no change for Lewis.
Bales gets it. Lookman, far side. Neville, shot blocked in front. Tried to hit it over. Looks like it might go in, and it does. But the goal is off its line, so I do not know if this one will count.
I think they'll probably count it because it was going in anyway, but I think it's kind of up to the referee's discretion. And it looks like it's not going to count, and NIU not happy about that.
Here's Lukeman. He'll play it along to Neville. Neville slides. It flutters wide. And behind. Captain Bales, he'll shoot it. Throwing in front is Bales. He shoots, he scores! Pass from Bandowitz finds the stick of Bales, and he puts it away. We're tied at 1.
So they got robbed of the goal on the first one with the net coming off its moorings, but then were able to capitalize with a point-blank shot and a feed from in behind from Gretzky's office.
Puck is advanced by Miziak, looking to shoot it, and a sprawling defenseman knocked it away.
Lindgren lost his stick. He's trying to get somebody to give him one.
Here's Neenan. Neenan spinning around. He's stepped to the puck, but he gets his own turnover back. Collides right in front of the Lewis bench. Misiak battling. Shooting one. That was Nettle with the shot. Ronan eats it. Advancing it up. Here comes Chesrow with Miziak. Ing now. Ing plays it ahead. Couldn't find the stick of Nettle. Bodied off is Neenan. Was Neenan. Neville. Centering pass to Nettle. Neenan threw it in. They'll change. Here's Neville. Neville. Great centering pass to find the stick of Kosteka. Thrown along the boards. Caught and placed down by Neville. Here's McDonald. He'll try to clear it up. Lukeman off the boards. Back over to Lukeman. Neville's been on a long shift. Bales. Backhand pass was off the mark to Bandanowitz. Almost caught in a change. And here comes Banderowitz. He'll pull back, trying to shoot. That could have been a penalty, but it was not. Trying to center. Couldn't find Kosteka, who is in a good position in front. Here comes Pickle with some pace. Shooting behind the goal. Trying to get his rebound. Looked like it was a nice move. Great save by Lindgren.
Yeah, Pickle with his speed was able to get around Lukeman.
to Alvarez. He'll fire it wide. Tonelli. Here comes Kosteka, and he'll dump it in for a change. Alvarez beats one, then comes back. They'll have to regroup. Cross pass. Eventually gets to Davis. Davis will fire it. That's blocked. Blocked by Lewis. Can you never keep it in? Neenan.
A good stick there by the captain and off that centering pass.
Pass from his knees, trying to find Ng on the far side. Here comes Neenan. 5 seconds left in the period. And there's a penalty that will be assessed to Trevor Neenan on that hit.
Looks like they're going to give him a 2-minute minor for a hit with an elbow. From here, it looked to be pretty clean. And right at the end of the period, too. And Lewis going to send out 6 attackers. They're going to try to win this face-off quick and get a shot off. It's going to be a split second.
And that'll end the first period. So at the end of one, we are tied with a score of 1-1. Pretty good action from both sides. NIU fans really getting into it.
I'd have to say, Coop, I think Lewis won most of that period. They definitely had more shots. NIU struggled. They were finally able to get back even with the power play. But Lewis University right now looking to be the sharper team, even though we're tied going in to the first intermission.
So we'll be back here at the Owen Center for the second period of action between NIU and Lewis University in the bronze medal or bronze division championship game. We are back here at the Owens Center in Peoria for the MACHA Bronze Championship game between Northern Illinois Huskies and Lewis University Flyers. Second period about to get underway, or tied at 1. Expect to see anything particular this period?
Well, Lewis University is going to start off on the power play, so I expect them to take it to NIU in the first 2 minutes. NIU just going to have to try to hang on.
Everyone's falling, finally gloved, and eventually thrown into the net. So that was a bit of a sloppy start.
Yeah, and you would hope that with the time off the ice during the intermission that you'd have enough rest to be ready to go and not make those mistakes like throwing a puck up in the net without hitting glass.
Davis wins the draw. Alvarez back to Pickle. Goes opposite side over to Pickle. Pickle up top, slap shot was blocked in front.
A nice one-timer from McDonald. Good idea. It was some traffic out in front, but I don't think the puck got all the way through to Lindgren.
Pickle goes cross side to Alvarez. Alvarez trying to leave for Davis. He eventually gets it back. And it's cleared. Lindgren off his line. He'll pass it up to Pickle. Lays it off. Coming with some speed was Zach Davis. Slapped around the boards, all the way into the NIU, or into the Lewis zone. McDonald will have to set up another rush.
Neville cleared that puck with some authority around the boards.
Goes over to Alvarez. Alvarez entering himself. Leaves it. Was centered for Davis. And it again cleared. Let's see if Bradenwitz, Banderowitz had a good chance there.
Edling was all the way out of his crease looking to play the puck. Almost a costly mistake for Lewis University.
Won by Lewis. Up ahead is Neenan. Neenan entering the offensive zone with some speed. He'll fire it. Shot deflected wide by Lindgren. Still Neenan. Centering pass was deflected off the goalpost and out of play on the back side.
And then just Lewis University missing the back door open while Lindgren was sprawling down.
NIU wins it. Thrown up ahead.
Penalty
Brought
over.
off by Neenan.
So a missed power play opportunity for Lewis.
Played up ahead. That was Matt Dubiel who played it ahead. Misiak able to get there. Or, pardon, Bales. Thrown up ahead. Glove down by Mayer. Here comes shooting one. That was Chesro with the shot. It's gloved by Lindgren.
And the NIU fans here getting extremely rowdy. It's almost like having
a student section.
Exactly. It was like the Greeks here on Greek night for the Bradley game back in the fall.
Dubio won the draw. Played ahead by Neenan, right side. Thrown in by McDonald. On the counter, Long threw it in. Goes to Dubio. Dubio tried to lay it back. Eventually does get it back. Brings it around, tipped on for Neenan. Neenan has some room, one-on-one. Crosses over, shooting. Backhander went wide. And a 2-on-1 the other way. Here's Vanderwitz. He'll shoot it. Puck out. And it is sat on and covered by Edling. Decided to shoot himself. Was Vanderwitz.
Great save by Edling. They shot it, went off his glove arm and almost dribbled in behind him. Is able to swipe back and pull it against his hip. NIU seemed to have the stronger second period so far.
Comes out to Pickle. Entering is Tonelli. Met by Dubio. Dubio along to Kosteka. McDonald played it over. Alvarez back to McDonald. McDonald tried to play it ahead and it was kept in. Kosteka get there first. He'll ring it around. McDonald will get there, but he can put enough on it to clear. Centering pass was taken away. And Kosteka with a fancy pass is a turnover. Shooting. Big save as that was a huge error. Still in the zone. Deflected wide. Shot was from Pickle.
Kosteka got a little too fancy with that no-look pass with a turnover.
Davis now centers. Davis still wasn't quick enough to pull the trigger. Kosteka lays it in behind. Played it by Lewis. Chipped ahead. Here's Ing. Ing couldn't handle the pass. Coming with some speed is McDonald. He'll beat one. He'll beat two. He'll beat three. Shooting! But it was right in the middle. Easy save for Lindgren.
A lot of times we see on the rush, people will just put the shot in the chest of the goaltender. And last time I checked, goalies aren't like donuts. There's no hole in the middle, so you got to try to aim around. Got to try to get a better shot on that when you get that rush attempt and you are able to carry all the way into the slot.
Misiak able to win the draw, but it does get to Long of NIU. Long saucers it ahead. Tipped around is Neenan. Kept in, Davis clears. Still thrown in and out of play. Long wins it. Played along to Neville, who plays it to Long. He has an open goal. Backhander scores! Pull it on the backhand. Ryan Long, his 11th of the season, puts him up 2-1.
Great move by Ryan Long, able to put the puck to his backhand, sneak around into the slot. Great backhand shot. And NIU up 2-1. You would have thought that Lewis would have had the momentum coming into this period with the power play, but it's NIU who makes them pay.
Lewis wins the draw. McDonald plays it over. Alvarez couldn't handle it. Here they come again. Play it over. Shooting. He scores! Number 28, Danny Bales.
I believe Kosteka fed him on that one.
And he leads the goal with now leads the team in goals with now 19. And just like that, it's 3-1. Momentum with NIU.
Lewis needs to stop the bleeding here. They just let 2 goals up in about the span of 30 seconds.
Here's Ing. He'll leave it. Shooting. Fan on the shot. Going to the ground. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Shooting it. Went wide. It was Mayer with the shot. Tonelli gets it to Creo. And that should be an icing.
Lewis had that 2-on-1 rush, but deciding to shoot wide far side. Normally a situation like to try to see him shoot it off the pad, get the rebound for your guy coming from the other side. Again, Lewis just missing inside the frame of the goal. Got to at least force Lindgren to make one save.
Davis wins the face-off. Alvarez with a quick shot. Brings it around. Continued on. Tonelli. Back to Tonelli. He'll center it off the skate of Davis. Eventually gets to Pickle. Pickle, fire it. Big glove save, Lindgren.
Lindgren making a couple of nice glove saves in the second period. And the shot total is surprisingly Lewis with 15, NIU only with 10, but they've got 3 to Lewis's 1.
Trying to exit the zone is NIU. Crossing neutral ice with plenty of speed. Shooting, deflected wide. Ryan Long with the shot. Back to Long. He's pushed. Lukman couldn't keep it in. He'll play it to Banderowitz, who tags it on. Eventually, cleared ahead. Chipped on. That was Tonelli with the last touch on it. And there's a whistle. Entering the zone is Cicero. Coming away with it and throwing it in. That was Liberty. Nettle gathers, plays it along. Here comes Banderowitz. Here's Misiak. Haven't seen much of him this period.
Both sides have been a little sloppy along the blue lines, getting out of the zone and entering the zone.
Neenan. He's got great pace. He'll send it in for himself. He'll throw it in front. Trying to glove it was Lindgren. Eventually McDonald is able to play it to Neenan. Centering, couldn't find Misiak. Big hit put on Banderowitz. Or Bales. Here comes Misiak. Shooting! He scores! Spencer Masiak, his 14th of the year, and that puts him as the team's leading goal scorer for Lewis over Pickle.
Lewis finally able to respond to the 3 unanswered goals from NIU.
Trying to play it ahead was Dubiel. Or it was Dorinek. Into the air. Lewis gets there. He'll backhand it around. Here's Banderowitz. Sends it along. Played ahead. Here's Nettle chasing. Alvarez spins. Alvarez still with it. He has some room. He'll go all the way to the corner before he's unable to control it any further. Does get it back. Thurlong couldn't find Lewis. Kept in by Dornick. Banderowitz now left side. He's got a couple options. He'll fire it, and that just goes way high. Might have been deflected.
It was a 3-on-2 situation. Need to get that puck on net. Maybe get a rebound for the 2 forwards coming up through the center and the right side of the ice.
Here is Bales. Beats one. Fans on the shot. It is kept in by Neville. Still kept in. Here's Ing over to Kosteka. Pass off the mark. We'll go for icing. Pickle had some room.
Lewis struggling to clear their zone there. I think I counted 5 keeps along the blue line for NIU on just that one possession.
Puck stuck and eventually taken by Dornick. Pickle chasing that one down. Sent in Lukeman. Lukeman sends it across. Here's Neville. Neville poked away. Davis. Lukeman again. We'll play it over to Kosteka. Kosteka far side to Bales. Bales entering. He'll look to shoot it. Blocker save. Big rebound.
I'm not sure Edling saw that shot.
Here comes Pickle, beating everyone down the ice. But he didn't have the right angle to put a good shot on, so he had to go around the goal. Lost the puck. Neenan. Play it up ahead and deflected on by Tonelli, but that'll be an icing.
Even though Lewis scored the last goal, NIU seems to be surging. They're getting better offensive zone possessions than Lewis.
Eventually gets to Davis. Davis will rush into the zone. He'll slap it. A big rebound. Pretty nice shot. Failed to clear was Dubiel. Cicero. Miziak. Up top. Neenan plays it over. Chesro and Miziak battling together. Miziak looking top. And it was in between two Lewis players. They got confused. Miziak gets run into the official. Campbell plays it along. Does get to Creo, but he was met with a hit. Keenan. Lewis. Off the boards. Bales. Backhanded to Ing. Ing with a nice move, but it was stripped away. Bales. Bales, slapper, or wrister. Backhander in front. And there must be a loose puck, and it ends up going behind the goal. Players are down in front. Looking for a big shot from Neville. And that was blocked. Here comes Creel the other way.
Good positioning by Neville to push Creel to the near side boards, get him out of a potential shooting lane.
And Neville is tripped up by Creo, and he knows it, going straight to the penalty box.
NIU going to get back on the power play.
Eventually it's won and put into the corner. Eventually NIU comes away. Long. Top. Neville. Back to Nettle. Nettle, Neville. Ahead.
NIU need to start moving their feet a little bit more.
Nettle, Neville. Over to Lukeman. Centering pass was deflected over to Nettle again. Neville shooting, deflected over the goal. Tripped, but it was by himself. Here's Long. Nettle looking for a backdoor option, not there. Still with it. Here's Neville, he'll shoot it. That's blocked aside. And Lewis will be able to clear. 40 seconds left on the power play. Trouble handling it was Lindgren.
.35 seconds left on the power play. NIU needs to hurry here to get another rush.
Neville finds Kosteka. Kosteka enters the zone. He's got Lukeman behind him. Looking for the cross pass. And it was a bouncing puck. And here comes, it's a speedy Mosaic. Mosaic got a man in front of the goal. It was Pickle. Looks like it went to the equipment and out of Bales. He's got a 3-on-2. Bales drops for Lewis. Lewis with a dangle, but gets in the corner.
Penalty over for Lewis.
Rose shooting, deflected, and it was off the boards and came right back to Edling, who covers. Shot total now even at 16 for both sides.
Let's see who wins this last quarter of the period. I think whoever can show some dominance here is going to be the one who pulls out this game.
Kept in by Lewis, but eventually it's played out. Thrown around, Davis will cut it off. Here comes Kosteric. Kosteka battling to keep it in. Alvarez throws it ahead. Glove down by Pickle. Pickle, maybe he'll control it. He'll slap it. That goes wide. Neenan keep it in. Dubiel tried to clear. Does get to Neville. Excuse me, Lewis, that was. Bales. Bales would have had a nice chance had he beaten Eden, but he did not. Kept up. Here's Conelli. And he falls to the ground. Fans want a penalty. No call. Or was there a call?
I think they were hoping for a penalty shot, but he wasn't really out in front. And it just looks like he got tripped up. Lewis fans seem to be a little bit more upset with the officials.
Huskies win. Battle in the far side corner. Maziek over to Alvarez. He'll fire it. Goes wide. Eden trying to keep it in, but can't. So Maziek is going to have to resettle. Along the boards, Alvarez. Alvarez back to Maziek. Maziek beats one, beats two. Leaves off, shooting. That one went wide. Campbell with the shot. Centering did get to the stick of Campbell, but he couldn't settle it. It was a hot pass.
That was a missed interference call right there.
Here's Long. Long shooting. That's easily gloved by Edling. Puck is won by Lewis. Swung around and then back. Played up, but that'll go for an icing. Won by Lewis. Played along. Here comes Gorinick. Out of the zone. Played over and sent in. Malik chasing it. Mayer couldn't keep it in. So here comes Bales. He's got a man to his right. I don't think he saw him. Swings around, shooting. Went top corner, too high. Played him behind. One timer in front. Puck still in front.
With 1 minute to go, both teams struggling to get shots off. But to see Lewis, I would expect to be a little bit more aggressive going into the third period, down by one.
Won by NIU. Shot goes wide. Neville able to keep it in. Alvarez swings it around. Gets to Pickle. Pickle 1-on-3. He'll go himself. Shooting into the mask. And then gloved by Lindgren.
Lindgren keeping his team up one late in the second period.
Played back and shot on by McDonald. That one ends up in the corner. Davis slaps it. Alvarez shooting it. That one went way wide. Davis trying to get it centered. Finds Pickle. A wrister goes into the glove of Lindgren.
Excellent glove save by Lindgren. He was going down into his butterfly, but got that left arm up. Just 18 seconds to go here in the second period. Lindgren just trying to keep his team in the lead going into the intermission.
Thrown off the boards, but not out of the zone. Gets it, Maziak. He tried to center it with a backhanded pass. It got out to Campbell, but it was saved by Lindgren.
Lindgren was peeking in behind him. I think he didn't know where that puck went. Just 6 seconds left in the period. Lewis looking to win the face-off.
No one wins it, really. Stuck in the middle. Eventually, NIU gets it, and they'll just hold for the period to end. So at the end of 2, NIU leads it 3-2. NIU jumped ahead 3-1 after being tied 1-1, and then Lewis was able to answer later in the period.
Well, in the first, Lewis scored first, then NIU scored, and they went for 3 unanswered before Lewis put up another one. Lewis currently leading in shots. Expect them to come out aggressive in the third period. You don't want to see NIU on their heels. I expect they'll try to at least get one more, try to pad that lead a little bit.
So we'll be back for the third period of action here at the Owens Center. See you then. back here at the Bronze Championship game. Turned out to be a pretty good one. The score of 3-2 in Northern Illinois' favor. Off the draw, gets to NIU. Ing tried to keep it in, he couldn't. Hanging up here is Davis. Davis shooting, that one goes wide. Davis gets his rebound, throws it in front again, still blocked. Gets to Ing. Ing will clear. They'll only get to as far as Neenan. Neenan cross pass. Davis centers for Pickle. Pickle with his pace, shooting. Glove down and caught by Lindgren.
Pickle getting a nice shot off, but paying the price as Aaron Lewis put him into the ice. He slid all the way into the corner.
NIU wins the draw. Dubio tried to clear, he couldn't. Slap shot from Campbell, or McDonald. Those are in front. Off the skate, here's Alvarez. Alvarez lost control. Almost had a breakaway. It was NIU as they tried to play the puck. Here comes Long. He's got Alvarez, and Alvarez, great job cutting him off there. Does get to the center. Eventually played up.
If Long just could have dropped past that, he would have had two guys in behind him. Potentially could have added another one for NIU.
Those two. Dubiel. Alvarez plays it up. Alvarez retrieves. He's got Bales chasing him down. Mosaic beats two. Loses control of the puck. Eventually gets it back along the end boards. Gets up top, firing it. Didn't get anywhere. And here comes Bales. Bales, he got Kosteka with him. Drops for Ing. Centered. Kosteka wasn't ready for the pass. Passed ahead, eventually thrown ahead by Crejo. Neenan. Mosaic couldn't get there. Neenan, Mosaic. Mosaic still with it. Advancing it. Still Banderowitz. He'll fire it around. Battling along. Finds Banderowitz again, but it's taken away from him. Here comes Davis. Davis leaves. For McDonald. Neenan. Pass. Good pass. Finds Davis. Davis slapper. That one wide left of the goal. Neenan keeps it in. He'll line up a slapper. That had some room, but was deflected wide. McDonald to retrieve. Plays it over to Neenan. Neenan plays it up, but that doesn't go anyone. And not on target, so it will be an icing.
Looks like they're questioning their icing call.
So no icing. We'll have a face-off at center ice after a errant whistle. Davis wins it. Sent in by McDonald. Thrown ahead, glove down. That was Alvarez with the glove. And another whistle.
And that's for a hand pass. First 4 minutes of the third period were rather quick, but pace has slowed down with a couple of stoppages.
NIU wins it. Plays it along. Ing tries to get the puck. Does not. Thrown in, gloved, and put down for Alvarez. Alvarez loses control. Thrown in front. Could not get to the stick of Ing. Thrown up the boards. Cut off by Alvarez. Alvarez beats one. Here comes Ing the other way. He'll go 1-on-2. He's trying to split him. Could not. Gets it back. Backhander. Past the far post, but didn't get there.
And a swing and a miss by Lukeman.
And a swing and a miss by Alvarez. Eventually gets to the end board, to the corner. Now thrown ahead. Picked off by Long. Shooting. Bad shot. Went wide. Mosaic tried to play it up. Here's Long. Long with some room. Shooting. Big save by Ellyn. Still rebound. Ellyn was nowhere to be found after the first save, but there's a whistle.
Ellyn was panicking just to get back in his crease. Made 2 great saves. The initial shot went off his shoulder, blocked the second chance. It almost looked like Long was able to put it in on the near side, then tried for the wraparound, but couldn't get it out in front, and then Ellyn came flying back into the crease.
Played along. In a neutral ice. Eventually played back to Lukeman. Lukeman, then it was Neville who played it along, and now it's Long. Long will send it in. And it's covered by Ellyn. Lewis wins it. Here they come. Gets around one, looking for an option in the front. Neenan could not glove it down, so he'll have to retrieve the puck. Tried to play it to Malik. Bales couldn't keep it in. Lewis goes over. Doronic off wall to Rosteka. Rosteka slaps it off the boards. Doesn't go anywhere. And it'll go around for icing.
With that icing, Lewis unable to change. If you look over at the benches, NIU has got a much shorter bench than Lewis does.
Off the draw, it's Lukeman. Throws it around. Gets to Ing. Ing is pinned. Neville trying to keep it alive.
Dogpile on the point.
Neenan rushes. He got a 1-on-3. He'll fire. Blocked aside. Lean in. Neenan still. Still battling. Eventually, Bales comes up with it. Goes left to Rosteric. Kosteka plays it up. Eventually, here comes Pickle. Pickle fires gloved by Lindgren.
Lindgren again with another good glove save. It looks like Lewis is trying to get something going with the rush of either Pickle or Neenan. Neenan, a defenseman, but we've seen him come up on the rush using that speed, trying to create an offensive chance.
Lewis throws it around. Banderowitz couldn't advance it. Here comes Nettle. Nettle go around the goal. He'll go for wraparound. Shooting. Scores on the wraparound. It's Nettle. Gives NIU a 4-2 lead.
Nettle with the wraparound goes top shelf. Gets it just inside the top right corner. Great goal by Nettle.
Nettle's 11th of the season. A big one here in the championship game.
You know what they say, though? The worst lead in hockey is a 2-goal lead. NIU is going to want to try to push the advantage to 3.
Gets to Rostecka, who fires it along. Alvarez met with a hit. Kostecka plays it over. Here's McDonald. McDonald throws it around. Alvarez gets to Campbell. Campbell throws it ahead. Tipped on by Malik. Ing. Back to Lukeman. Lukeman to Ing. Ing. Threw it to no one. Gets around. Entering the zone, shooting one. And trying to cover, and eventually does, is Lindgren as Mosaic goes flying into the boards.
NIU's coach is directing traffic from the bench.
NIU wins it. Thrown around. Neenan couldn't keep it in. Good to keep it alive. Here's Neville. Neville gets around. He'll fire it across. Nope, he wasn't able to get it off. Finds a way back to Neville. Here's Nettle. Cleared up by Mayer. Wilkman. Neville. Centered. Picked off. The speedy Pickle. Shooting. Big save by the right pad by Lindgren.
And Pickle upset with himself on that one. I think that's his 3rd breakaway of the game, and it just has not given Lewis any goals so far. And now at the halfway point of the 3rd, he's really getting desperate to try to add one back.
Puck dropped and won by Lewis. Neenan tried to play it in, and it flickers in the air. Pickle will go back to Neenan. Neenan will play it off the boards. Trying to get it to Tonelli. Pickle cuts it off, but he misplayed it. Rupert over to Neenan. Neenan throws it around. Dubiel not able to do much with it. Rolls along the top of the boards, and it eventually is cleared down. Edling will come out to play it. Neenan with some pace. Could try to enter the zone, but it took a deflection, caused an offside. Mosaic able to advance it, but then they wait for offside. So thrown ahead. Here's Mosaic. Slapped around to Campbell. Campbell tried to center. Eventually was cleared. And they will let that go for an icing.
See what Lewis can do here, trying to get an offensive zone chance by winning this draw.
Thrown ahead. Campbell has to retrieve and start up again. Goes over to Campbell. Beats one, then two. Trying to beat three. Eventually poked away. Lukman behind the goal. He'll have to clear it. Guess to Banderowitz. He couldn't control it. Here's Bales. Bales got a man in front. Wrap around. Couldn't get it off. He'll throw it in front anyway, eventually. Here's Lewis. Lewis up ahead. That didn't find anyone. Played across. Outstretched stick of Tonelli. Eventually gets taken away. Left for Mosaic. Mosaic in behind. Looking for an option. We'll pound it in. Doesn't go anywhere. McDonald, Mosaic. Looking for a backhander. Will pass it to Pickle, who couldn't control the pass.
Good keep by Lewis.
Mosaic in front. Ended up behind. He's got McDonald open, but decides to cut himself. McDonald fires it and gloved by Lindgren.
Just 8:03 remaining. Lewis still trying to look to get within one.
Off the draw, NIU throws it out of play. So we will do it again. Taken ahead by NIU. Thrown ahead. Trying to find Nettle, but it'll be icing.
You can tell Lewis is thinking of scoring here. They've got both Pickle and Neenan out there.
Pickle hit to the ground.
They'll be feeling that one tomorrow.
Hard hit. Here comes Nettle. He's already got one tonight. This afternoon, rather. Tumbling to the ground. Still down is Nettle. Still battled in the corner. Eventually gets out. Thrown ahead. Alvarez with the clearance. Neville. Dubia kitted ahead. Nettle. Hip checked by Neenan. Great check there. Neenan. Alvarez. Neenan. Advances right side. Can't be cut off. And eventually it's poked away. Neenan. Here comes Bales with a 2-on-1. He's got Ing to his right, shooting himself, and it'll go out of play.
Went off the stick of McDonald up into the netting, but couldn't really pass it across to Ing as he had McDonald in between them. I believe Lewis is taking their timeout here. Got just over 6.5 minutes left in the period, and it's going to be 6.5 minutes left in the game if they don't put up 2 more goals. And the shot totals have spread apart as now Lewis is up to 26, NIU with 19. Right now, Lindgren keeping NIU on top.
Some great glove saves this period and throughout the rest of this game, or the whole game. He'll need to come up big in the final 6:37.
Now I'm going to be looking at Lewis. We're probably going to see Pickle and Neenan trying to get something going. They might consider throwing Neenan up on a forward line with the speed that he has. Kind of like what the Bradley Braves do with Austin Dembski and Cody Esposito from time to time.
So here we go. Face off in the Flyer zone. Thrown around, makes its way to Campbell, who had a tough time handling the puck. Did get it off. All the way across. Does find its way to Campbell. Campbell now taken to the ground. Also takes an NIU player down with him. Still battling in the corner. Mosaic able to get out of it. Mosaic looking to play it to the top. Campbell trying to play it off the boards. Alvarez couldn't keep it alive. And neither could McDonald. Alvarez along to Campbell. Campbell fires. Caught by Lindgren.
Another shot into the chest. Got to try to aim that shot a little farther to the far post.
Puck is won by Bondarowitz. Does not exit the zone. Pickle played it around. Davis tried a backhand pass. Too far for Pinelli to keep it alive. Neenan. He'll go at it. He'll backhand it in. No icing. Slapped around.
Lewis just having trouble keeping the puck in the NIU zone. They need some zone possession time, get some shots off to catch up.
Neenan weaving through. Eventually it's poked away by Long. Fired. Had to be blocked aside. Wasn't ready for it, but he blocked it anyway.
Just a little over 5 minutes to go. NIU trying to protect their 2-goal lead.
Lewis wins the draw. Battle in the corner. Coming up is Bales. Bales throwing it for himself. Will get there. Pinned against the boards. Played along to McDonald. McDonald saucers it in, and it's covered by Lindgren.
McDonald just trying to get the face-off inside the NIU zone. Otherwise, he might have fired that a little bit harder, tried to get a rebound off the pad for the man coming in on the far side.
Winning the draw is NIU. Throwing it back around. Alvarez gets there first. Throwing up ahead. Here's Banderowitz. Tried to find Nettle. It's to Long. Long will shoot it. That'll be caught by Ellyn.
We close in on getting closer to 3 minutes. The question is, when will Lewis pull Ellyn?
Puck is one. And then sent around. Played up. Here's Mosaic. Caught down. Trying to play it. And he gets to Banderowitz. He'll snap it. And that'll be caught. And then he runs into the goalie, and Lewis won't like that. Davis wins it. Thrown ahead. Sticked by Neville. Gets to Kosteka. Kosteka to Bales. Ahead to Ing. Bales. Bales still rings it around, trying to find Kosteka. Cut off by Donnelly. And there is a whistle.
Just 3 minutes and 19 seconds left between the Huskies and a MACHA Bronze Championship.
NIU wins the draw. Long will send it around. Lewis, pardon me. Banderowitz. Here's Mosaic. He'll fire it. Big rebound in front. There weren't any crashing Flyers, otherwise that would have been a great opportunity off the rebound.
That was a good clear, though, by Dorian.
Take him back. And McDonald will retrieve it.
Tick, tick, tick. The clock keeps running down.
Campbell plays it ahead. Does get to Alvarez. Alvarez entering the zone. He'll fire it. And it is deflected and blocked to the side. I couldn't tell if McDonald could keep it in, but he could. So here comes Mosaic. And eventually it was cleared out by Banderowitz. Stick down. Mosaic beats two. Mosaic thrown in the center. Campbell couldn't control it. Neenan has to recover it. 2 minutes left in the game. Got to start thinking about pulling your goalie soon.
Well, first, Lewis needs to gain possession inside the NIU zone.
Right here. Davis firing it. Shot on target. Cleared up the boards. Failed to keep it in. Touched on to Neenan. Neenan wants to go coast to coast. Stripped of the puck. He's got a 2-on-1. Couldn't get the pass off. Lukerman with the throw in. Gets to Kosteka. He fanned on a pass or a shot. Thrown around.
1 minute
Tonelli.
left.
Got a minute left here. Here's Tonelli. Goes to Davis.
Ellyn
Davis
standing in the slot.
unable to eventually gets it in the zone. Back to Davis. Goalie still in there. Slapper. And a glove save, the biggest of the night for Lindgren, and that might do it here.
That puck had so much movement on it. It looked like the knuckle puck out of Mighty Ducks. How Lindgren saw that shot, I do not know. It looked like there were 3 to 4 bodies between him and the puck, and falling backwards, able to make that glove save. Another timeout taken. 39.5 seconds. Not a lot of time for Lewis, and they have struggled to win a face-off in NIU zone. And there goes Ellyn inside the door of the bench, so they're going to go out with 6 attackers. They have to win this draw and not waste too much time trying to score. And Messiah needs to stop trying to do everything by himself. He's got open guys. He's creating open ice, but he can't take it all the way by himself. Seems to be the problem for Lewis in the third period. Just a couple guys just trying to do a little too much on their own.
Pickle will take the face off. He'll go against Bales.
Surprisingly, no Neenan out here.
NIU able to win it. Throws it around. It should be kept in by Davis. Davis throws it ahead. It's blocked. Into the corner. Thrown around again. Kept in by McDonald. Here's Mosaic. He'll throw it in front. Here's NIU coming to clear. 20 seconds remaining. Firing it on frame, and it'll go not in the goal, so we will have an icing.
16 seconds left. And now here comes Neenan. They're going to pull Davis back. And it looks like a large chunk of the ice came out from under the wall. And the NIU fans having a good time here today.
Enjoy seeing Lindgren with his mask off.
Well, he might be the player of the game, and he might even have the flow of the game, as a lot of hockey players take great pride in their hair.
Very true. And NIU able to win it. Spinning away is Kosteka. Kosteka will just leave it in the corner. We got 5 seconds left. Kosteka just lying on the puck. Kind of dangerous. And that'll end it. Northern Illinois wins the bronze championship match.
The championship goes to the Dogs. It looks like a yard sale on the ice. As there's sticks, gloves, and helmets everywhere. And the NIU fans going crazy, shaking the glass along the boards.
Great performance by them today. And as we said, Lindgren really was the key, making some huge glove saves. One at the very end with around 40 seconds left.
Lindgren is absolutely the player of the game. And it's well-deserved. He made some of the best glove saves I've seen on this rink all season long.
Always great to see both teams shake hands after the game. Good sportsmanship goes a long way.
So what a great game that turned out to be, eh, Coop?
Yeah. It wasn't a blowout, which made it very nice and enjoyable to watch. Close hockey, back and forth. Both teams seemed in the game the whole time. I think we said earlier that we thought Lewis actually had the early advantage. They led in shots all game, so it's not like one team played poorly and the other team played well. They both played well until the end. NIU got more than Lewis.
Yeah, at the end of the game, Lewis with 30 shots, NIU with 22, but NIU with 4 goals, Lewis with 2. I'm Gordon Sepperin here with Cooper Kaplan at the Owens Center. We're with SpeediCast, bringing you all the action live at your fingertips for this weekend. We'll see you for the next game. Up next is Marquette versus Missouri State, so you're not going to want to miss that one, folks.